Listen up, you lot. Are you tired of feeling like a soggy biscuit every time you eat? Do you want to make healthier choices without sacrificing flavor? Well, you've come to the right place. In this culinary boot camp, I'm going to show you 30 healthy alternatives to your favorite foods. That's right, 30. We're talking about swaps so delicious, you'll forget you're even eating healthy. We're going to transform your kitchen from a greasy spoon into a Michelin star-worthy haven for healthy eating. So put on your aprons, grab your knives, and get ready to learn how to cook like a pro. No more excuses, you hear me? Let's get started. All right, you Tex-Mex loving donkeys. Are you tired of those carb-loaded tortillas weighing you down? I've got a solution that's lighter than a feather and bursting with flavor lettuce wraps. That's right, we're ditching those stodgy tortillas and using crisp lettuce leaves instead. Now, I'm not talking about any old lettuce. We want something with a bit of backbone, something that can handle the heat. Think romaine, butter lettuce, even radicchio for you fancy pants. Pile on your spicy ground beef, sizzling chicken, or even some blackened fish. Don't forget the salsa, guacamole, and all the fixings. This is Tex-Mex without the guilt trip, so get ready to enjoy a fiesta in your mouth. Listen up, you crisp-loving heathens. Are you craving that satisfying crunch but don't want to drown yourself in a sea of greasy potato chips? Then get ready for this Swiss chard chips. That's right, we're taking those leafy greens from side dish to snack superstar. We're talking crispy, salty perfection that will have you ditching those store-bought bags of disappointment. Now pay attention because this is important. Wash your Swiss chard leaves, give them a good pat down, then toss them with a drizzle of olive oil and a sprinkle of sea salt. Pop them in the oven and watch as they transform into golden brown chips of deliciousness. Make a big batch, because trust me, these won't last long. Right, you lot. Listen up. Are you reaching for another one of those disastrous sugar-laden chocolate chip cookies? You've got to be kidding me. Have some standards. This isn't amateur hour. Instead of succumbing to those pathetic cravings, grab yourself some apple slices and a dollop of peanut butter. Yes, you heard me right. This isn't some culinary nightmare. It's a bloody brilliant alternative. You get the sweetness you crave, but with a fraction of the guilt and a whole lot more nutritional value. And listen, if you really want to elevate the snack from basic to brilliant, sprinkle on some berries and coconut flakes. It's like adding a touch of finesse to your plate, you see? Don't be afraid to experiment. This isn't rocket science. It's about making smart choices that don't compromise on flavor. So, ditch the cookies, you donkey. Let's be honest, a big, greasy pile of fries is a beautiful thing, but those deep-fried potatoes are a one-way ticket to Flavor Town. Of disaster. You'll be bloated and sluggish. You just need to up your fry game. Embrace the sweet potato. Roast them, not fry them. A little olive oil, some salt and pepper. The natural sweetness speaks for itself. Ditch the deep fryer and embrace the oven. Summer's here and you're craving something cold and sweet, right? But don't even think about reaching for that tub of ice cream. It's a sugary, calorie-laden disaster waiting to happen. You want to end up looking like a melted ice sculpture? I didn't think so. Instead of that sugary mess, let me introduce you to a superior alternative, the yogurt popsicle. It's simple, refreshing, and won't leave you feeling like you've swallowed a lead weight. Just grab some Greek yogurt, your favorite fruits, and get creative. Listen, this isn't some complicated dessert. You don't need to be a Michelin star chef to pull this off. It's as easy as blending, pouring, and freezing. And the best part? You control the ingredients so you can avoid all the artificial crap they pump into those store-bought popsicles. Listen up, you donkey. Putting together a decent meal doesn't have to be like navigating Hell's Kitchen. Take that sad, sorry excuse for a grilled cheese you're about to slap together. Are you having a laugh? You call that cooking? Bin it! Instead, grab yourself an avocado and make sure it's ripe, you hear? I don't want to see any rock-hard abominations on your plate. Now, smash it on some whole grain toast, none of that processed rubbish. A pinch of chili flakes, a sprinkle of sea salt, and boom. You've got yourself a snack that's actually edible, maybe even delicious. And the best part is, you won't feel like you've swallowed a lead weight after eating it. This ain't rocket science, people. It's simple, honest food that even you lot can't manage to screw up. All right, you lot, let's talk about burritos. I'm talking about a flavor explosion packed with spice and everything nice. But that tortilla, it's got to go. It's weighing you down, holding you back from greatness. We're going naked, people. A naked burrito, and don't you dare snicker. We're talking about piling all that deliciousness, the seasoned meat, the fresh veggies, the salsa, straight into a bowl. This ain't about deprivation, you hear me? It's about taking control. You still get all the flavor, all the satisfaction, but without the unnecessary carbs. So ditch the tortilla and get ready for a burrito experience that's off the charts. Now, for those of you who think healthy eating means saying goodbye to dessert, you're in for a bloody surprise. I'm going to let you in on a little secret black bean brownies. Yes, you heard me right. Black beans. Don't give me that look. These ain't your average, sugar-laden, gut-busting brownies. These are rich, fudgy, and packed with good-for-you ingredients. We're talking about swapping out the processed rubbish for some fiber-rich black beans, a touch of honey for sweetness, and a good quality dark chocolate. The result? A brownie that's actually good for you. Almost. Listen up, you donkey. Think hot dogs are the only thing you can slap in a bun at a barbecue? We're pairing them with something that deserves respect. Carrots. Grilling these bad boys until they're tender and slightly charred. Pile them high with all the good stuff: sauerkraut, onions, relish, mustard. Relish? All right, vegetarians, listen up. Think a burger is beyond your reach? Think again. We're ditching the beef for portobello mushrooms. They're big, meaty, and grilled to perfection. A flavor explosion that will make you forget those dry, tasteless imposters. With a sturdy mushroom bun, avocado, tomatoes, and your favorite sauce. Proving vegetarian food can be just as satisfying and delicious. Chips and dip, you say? A classic, you think? Well, let me tell you something, you lazy sod. That's just an excuse to stuff your face with greasy, processed garbage. It's time to ditch the potato chips and embrace something a whole lot healthier and tastier: hummus and veggies. We're talking about creamy, flavorful hummus packed with protein and fiber, paired with a rainbow of crisp, crunchy vegetables. Think carrots, celery, bell peppers, cucumbers. The possibilities are endless. We're talking fresh, vibrant veggies that are bursting with flavor. This is about more than just a healthy snack. It's about elevating your palate and discovering a world of flavors you never knew existed. Listen up, you Muppets. We're ditching the beige and embracing some bloody color. You think you need those tasteless crackers? You don't. A crisp, fresh apple slice will blow those crackers out of the water. This is about adding a bit of excitement to your life, you miserable sods. The sweetness of the apple cuts through the sharpness of the cheese. It's a taste explosion, not a bloody funeral. So bin the crackers and grab yourself a bloody apple. Listen, you lot. Store-bought popcorn is a bloody disaster. It's swimming in enough butter to clog your arteries and enough salt to turn you into a bloody crisp. We're taking control and making our own. You hear me? It's dead simple. Get your kernels, a bit of oil, and pop those bad boys on the stove. A little bit of heat, a bit of shaking, and boom, you've got yourself a proper snack. But don't even think about reaching for that nasty, chemical-laden butter substitute. We're keeping it natural with a drizzle of olive oil and a sprinkle of sea salt. Milkshakes. Are you 5 years old? You want something thick and creamy, something that'll actually fill you up? Then it's time to ditch the sugary, childish crap and embrace the avocado, you hear me? Avocado is the king of creamy. It's like velvet in your mouth, and it's packed with good fats that'll actually do your body a favor. Throw it in the blender with some frozen fruit, a splash of almond milk, and blitz it until it's smoother than a baby's backside. And don't even think about scraping that avocado. Use the whole bloody thing. Skin, pit, the lot. We're not running a charity here. So ditch the sugary milkshakes and embrace something with a bit of substance. Pizza night just got a whole lot healthier. We're ditching the carb-loaded crust and swapping it out for something with a bit more substance. Cauliflower. Yeah, you heard me right. Cauliflower crust is a game changer. Blitz it up, squeeze out the excess moisture, and you've got yourself a fantastic base for all your favorite toppings. It's lighter, it's healthier, and it won't leave you in a food coma. And the best part is, it actually tastes bloody brilliant. Don't believe me? Give it a try. You can thank me later. All right, you sweet-toothed devils, I know you lot can't resist a good cookie. But let's be honest, those sugary little buggers are packed with enough calories to sink a ship. So what's the solution? Dark chocolate rice cakes? Yes, you heard that right. They're light, they're crispy, and they're coated in rich, decadent dark chocolate. And the best part is, they won't send your blood sugar levels through the roof. So ditch the cookies, you donkey, and reach for a rice cake instead. Spaghetti and meatballs. A classic dish, I'll give you that. But let's be honest, it's a carb-heavy nightmare. Pasta? It's basically just empty calories. So what's the solution? Spiralized vegetables, courgettes, carrots, butternut squash, you name it, you can spiralize it. It's a revelation, I tell you. You still get the satisfaction of twirling your fork around a delicious sauce, but without the guilt. It's a healthier, more flavorful, and frankly, more elegant way to enjoy your favorite Italian dishes. All right, you lot, listen up. You think you know good food, eh? You think those greasy, fatty chicken wings are the be-all and end-all of flavor? Well, I've got news for you. You're bloody wrong. We're ditching those deep-fried heart attacks on a plate and swapping them out for something healthier, something smarter, something... cauliflower? Yeah, you heard me right, cauliflower. Don't you dare turn your noses up at me. We're going to roast these cauliflower chunks to perfection till they're tender and ready to soak up some flavor. And the sauce, oh, the sauce. Forget that bottled rubbish you usually drown your sorrows in. We're going for a homemade barbecue sauce, packed with smoky, sweet, and tangy goodness. We're talking a symphony of flavors that'll make your taste buds sing. Right, let's talk drinks, shall we? You, chugging down that sugary soda, what do you think you're doing? It's time to ditch the fizzy drinks and embrace something purer. We're talking fruit-infused water, you hear me? It's simple, it's refreshing, and it's bloody delicious. Take a tall glass, fill it with ice, add some sliced cucumbers, a few sprigs of mint, and maybe a slice or two of lemon. You've got yourself a drink that's as good for you as it tastes. All right, you lot, let's talk about something sweet. You craving something cold and refreshing? You reach for those popsicles, don't you? Full of sugar and artificial flavors. Frozen grapes, that's the ticket. Simple, right? Naturally sweet, refreshing, and packed with antioxidants. All right, you lot, listen up. You think you know burgers? Think again. We're ditching the bread and getting straight to the good stuff. That's right, bun-free burgers. You heard me. Those fluffy white buns might look tempting, but they're nothing but empty calories. You're better off tossing them in the bin and focusing on what really matters. The patty. We're talking juicy, flavorful meat, cooked to perfection. And don't even think about skimping on the toppings. Pile on the fresh lettuce, juicy tomatoes, tangy onions, and a dollop of your favorite sauce. This isn't rocket science, people. It's a burger revolution. So ditch the bread and experience burger nirvana. Right, you Muppets? Let's talk rice. Plain, boring white rice. It's a staple in kitchens around the world, but let's be honest, it's blander than a boiled potato. Time to spice things up and inject some excitement into your meals. I'm talking about cauli rice. It's a revelation, a game changer. We're swapping those empty carbs for a mountain of nutritious, flavorful cauliflower. Blitz it up, squeeze out the excess moisture, and you've got yourself a low-carb, gluten-free alternative that's bursting with flavor. And the best part? It's incredibly versatile. Serve it as a side dish, use it as a base for stir fries, or get creative and turn it into a delicious pizza crust. The possibilities are endless. Listen up, you sleepy lot! Are you tired of starting your day with the same old boring cup of coffee? Well, it's time to wake up your taste buds and experience the invigorating power of green tea. This ain't your granny's tea, folks. Green tea is packed with antioxidants and nutrients that'll kickstart your metabolism and leave you feeling energized and focused. And the best part? It's got less caffeine than coffee, so you can say goodbye to those jitters and crashes. Now, I know what you're thinking. Green tea? Isn't that bitter and grassy? Well, only if you brew it wrong, you donkey. Use fresh filtered water, steep it for the right amount of time, and add a squeeze of lemon or a touch of honey for a hint of sweetness. Listen up, you Muppets! Tired of serving up that bland, boring mashed potato? It's about as appealing as a burnt pan. We're going for a flavor upgrade, something with a bit of backbone. Rutabaga is the name, and don't you forget it. This root vegetable packed with vitamin C will knock your socks off. Boil it, mash it, and season it right. You hear? A pinch of salt, a dash of pepper, maybe even some chili flakes if you can handle the heat. This ain't rocket science, but it's got to be perfect. Get that rutabaga mash on your plate and finally give your taste buds something to shout about. You lot think you can waltz in here serving up greasy fried eggs? That's a one-way ticket to Flavor Town, and not in a good way. We're here to elevate your breakfast game, not drown it in oil. Poaching an egg, it's an art, not a bloody science experiment. Get that water simmering, a gentle whirlpool, and lower the egg in like it's a delicate flower. None of that overcooked rubbery mess I've seen in some kitchens. We want that yolk runny, like a golden sunrise. Season it right, a sprinkle of salt, a crack of pepper. There you have it. A poached egg fit for a king, or at least someone who knows a decent breakfast when they see one. Macaroni and cheese, the comfort food classic. But let's be honest, it's a carb-loaded nightmare. Time to ditch the pasta and inject some much-needed goodness into this dish. Cauliflower cheese, that's the ticket. First things first, break down that cauliflower. Don't even think about serving up massive chunks. This ain't a bloody salad bar. Boil it until tender, but not mushy. We need some texture, for God's sake. Now for the cheese sauce. None of that processed rubbish. We're talking real cheese, sharp cheddar, maybe a touch of Gruyere for good measure. Stir it all together, a touch of mustard for a kick. Pour that glorious cheese sauce over the cauliflower, breadcrumbs on top, and into the oven it goes. Listen up, you donkey. Stop stuffing your omelets with cheese like a glutton. It's time to show some bloody respect for your body and inject some real flavor into your breakfast. We're ditching the greasy cheddar and swapping it out for vibrant, fresh vegetables. I'm talking about juicy tomatoes, crisp peppers, and sweet onions, all cooked to perfection in a fluffy omelet. This is how you elevate a simple dish, you hear me? No more soggy, cheesy messes. We're adding a burst of freshness and vitamins to kickstart your day the right way. Having a sweet tooth doesn't mean surrendering to a life of sugary disasters. There's a better way to satisfy those cravings without completely derailing your health goals. Instead of stuffing your face with candy, try munching on some dehydrated banana chips. They're sweet, they're chewy, and they're actually good for you. You can find these delicious treats at most health food stores or online. So there's no excuse, you hear me? Listen up, you donkey. 𝐾𝐨𝐧'𝐭 carne, a classic. Time to ditch the fatty beef. We're going for a 5-bean chili, packed with protein and fiber. We need flavor, you hear me? Smoked paprika. Give it some welly. It's a flavor explosion that's good for you. Toast. It's the breakfast, lunch, and bloody snack of champions. But let's face it, sometimes it needs a serious upgrade from the same old cheese and tomato routine. Today, we're ditching the bread and using grilled eggplant slices instead. Yes, you heard me right. Eggplant. It's meaty, it's flavorful, and it's about to rock your world. Grill those eggplant slices until they're nice and tender. Then season them with salt, pepper, maybe a pinch of chili flakes if you're feeling adventurous. Now for the toppings. This is where you can get really creative. I'm talking creamy goat cheese, juicy tomatoes, maybe even a sprinkle of fresh herbs. Get those taste buds tingling. This isn't your average toast, you hear me? It's a flavor explosion that's as healthy as it is delicious. Right, you lot. There you have it. 30 healthy alternatives that don't taste like a donkey's backside. We've swapped out the greasy, the sugary, and the downright boring for food that's packed with flavor and good for you. Remember, healthy eating doesn't have to be bland and miserable. It's about getting creative in the kitchen, experimenting with new ingredients, and proving that healthy food can be bloody delicious. Now get out there and cook up a storm. And for God's sake, don't forget to season.